We leave off. We had been in an acquisition mode. We basically acquired a couple of islands here in the Atlantic. There are more islands to be gained here, I think. So we're going to basically go for some of that territory here. As you can see, I've basically stationed individual army units on those islands here. And we got some islands here already. I got one here in what is part of the West Indian Ocean, as you can see. The Maldives are a little bit too close to India. Or are they? And there's another island here. Which island is that? That is the island of... It's shown as being part of the Maldives. But is it? This is the Seychelles. And is that the Maldives still? No, it's Diego Garcia. It doesn't seem to have anything unlocked as far as I can see. Whereas the Maldives, it's similar. Very small population of this, whereas the Maldives has got about 92,000. Then of course we also still have here the southeast India, southern India here, which is Ceylon or Sri Lanka, I think. Is that Sri Lanka these days? Which is still owned by the English or the British. So I'm kind of inclined to start moving some of my army units to different locations. So this army here, just to be sure that this is all in one location at the moment, I should be able to move this over to a naval base here. Question is, where is that naval base exactly? Is it in this province here? It does look like it, doesn't it? Yep. And who controls this is located in French India. French India, really? German Reich? British Raj. It's originally owned by Free France. Oh, okay. Interesting. So let's move there. Now, I think what I want to do, I don't want to basically do this as it is suggesting here. I want to basically use the sea route. So can I basically move it there? Yeah, I can. For some reason it always seems to divert automatically by using the land route. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. So if I tell it to go there instead, it doesn't actually issue orders to go travel differently, does it? So if I tell it to go to that island first, and then from that island divert there, let's see what that does. Alright, so I'm just trying to basically figure out exactly what is happening in the system around the movement orders as we can put them into the system. Now we do have another army, a relatively small new army here. That's this one here. It's purely focused on getting a good grip of things. Now I do want to divert one of these army units here. Let's take this one here for example. I want to basically unassign. I want to assign it to the island defense one. And actually want to move that one over to here. So let's first off tell it not to be moving at all. Can I? Okay. Well, let's wait for that to finish its movement first. And once we've done that, then of course we will be able to look at the other things. But in the meantime, of course, we also have here this army here. This army here, I can maybe look at giving orders to basically take control of this here, which is southern Georgia, but also the Falklands here. Falklands, a really small set of islands here. Same with southern Georgia. Population of 30 only. Wow. Now, in terms of our resources, it looks like we are having issues here in terms of our acquisition of, in this instance, aluminum. The French are not giving me any of that at the moment, it looks like. Which can be a bit of an issue. Which of course means I'm not going to be able to produce everything I really need. And as you can see, we're actually building towards a nuclear bomb, as you can see. Nuclear bomb is 29% done. in about yeah, a little bit less than a year. So that's good progress, I would say. So we got here transports, infantry, Portuguese infantry it looks like. Alright, where else can I basically take some land, or islands I should maybe say. So at the moment we got Uruguay here. Again, it doesn't say anything about what actually tells me in terms of the unlocked slots, how many there are, which is 25, which is good. Really, really nice. 18, 11. So yeah, depends on entirely which country we're looking at. Uruguay seems to be the most concentrated in terms of the resources that we got in there. But I'm really, we should be focusing on British territory if I can, to try to get my hands on that. Now, have I got any surplus ships at all? Looks like I've got a submarine here in Leopoldville. Okay, I should be able to remove that or reallocate that to this province here. French India. And I probably want to basically assign here a admiral to there as well. I've got enough points to get yet a new one. Eugene de Wet. That's basically our admiral commanding it. An admiral commanding just a singular ship. Well, okay. Fine. Tungsten. We're also having issues with it, looks like. Tungsten. I could maybe get some more from Portugal. So that situation is being resolved. So if I look at my aluminum here, it's still not being resolved. I've basically got a massive shortage, as you can see. And anyone who's actually willing to export this, for example Japan, would do good to be able to help me out there, which is good. Let's reduce the shortage there substantially. Of course I can reach out to all these smaller nations, which will be tiny little amounts of aluminum I'll be able to get from there, but yeah, the big parties seem to not want to play ball. Now, this at the moment is... Looking at the numbers, I've got a surplus, I would say. But yeah, okay, let's leave that as is for the moment. We're taking care of these convoys here. Wow, like 39 convoys. That's quite substantial in terms of numbers. Where are they getting all those troops from? Are they basically producing them here in British Malaysia? I'm not sure. Let's check out the situation in Europe. So it looks like there is yet another invasion here happening in... well, this looks to be Normandy at least. Or an area near Normandy. Is this Normandy? That's Normandy. Yeah, Normandy. So it's just to the west of Normandy in Brittany that they're trying to do an invasion. Okay. And then here we got more Germans. So it looks like the coastline is pretty well defended by everybody. Just for some reason here the Balearics haven't been retaken by the Axis. Which is a bit odd, but okay. And then here this is Vichy France, which yeah makes sense. To at least have part of that there. Then of course this section here has not been taken by anyone. Peculiar, but okay. I could potentially try to gain ownership of that. Let's see, our armies of course are about to make landfall here. Ah, okay, still a little bit away from there. Let's kick up the game speed. Yes, it says we're low in manpower, which... Okay, what can I do with that? Nothing really. Alright, as you can see I'm very, very gentle in terms of the treatment of the British Raj territories, United Kingdom territories, as well as of course the Belgian territories I got ownership of. There's a bit of Finland. Have I got a bit of Finland? Really? Ah, that little slice of land here. The question is Finland an Axis member? So I'm boosting our popularity here, as you can see. Okay. To be honest, I would be quite happy to basically hand part of that over to them. Looks like Norway is fully liberated. There's a fair number of British troops there, and there's actually naval units here in front of it. I'm not sure what that is in terms of ship. Looks to be a substantially sized ship. Let's go through this. Let's have a look. What in terms of resources am I getting from here, really? Are there any resources in there? No. I think in terms of the relationships with Finland, that would do me actually quite nicely. So let's return that territory. So that's now become part of Finland now. So hopefully that has improved our relationships with Finland. That means, of course, that they finally have got access to here the north. So not only have they got access to this Baltic Sea, they now also got access to, what's this sea called? The Barents Sea. So Finland. Sweden, as far as I'm aware, is still a neutral party. Sweden is supporting Norway through a Lend-Lease. Okay. Sweden is improving its relationships with those parties. Okay. How's Finland thinking about us? Trade partner, yeah, good. There's no influence gain from actually giving them back a piece of land. That's a bit odd, but okay. So be it. Let's look at these possible exporters again. Any actual exports that are happening here that should not be happening, or vice versa? No, I don't see any difference in there. Hopefully time will actually change that. Let's look at basically our army units here again. Right, this one I'm going to basically send over to what is modern day. Well, actually already got an army unit there, so I don't need to. Even better. And these guys here I want to send over to... Sweet. So sometimes you got to trick the system a little bit, kind of force it to basically, well, say, well, there's no alternate route that we can take. No land route we can take, which is what they were trying to use earlier. And just force it to basically take a sea route. And once I got that up and running, I should be able to, of course, do a convoy raid in this region here. Because yeah, there's a couple of British-owned island sets here, like this set here, which is basically the Andaman Islands. Andaman Islands? Okay, or Republic of Andaman. I'm not sure what it is. Okay. What are we doing here? More Dutch convoys were basically sunk here. Now he's in this section here. So that means that they actually got through the strait here first to get to there. Yeah, so the more location I can actually set to actually have submarines raiding, the better it would be for us, it looks like. So have them raid this area here as well. And that's something I'm not doing at the moment. I'm not doing anything here in the Mozambique channel. I'm doing stuff here, but not further down. The manpower position is dropping slightly. Okay. Hopefully time will help us improve that. Now the fact that I'm not getting enough aluminum in will of course adversely affect my production. So this of course requires 16 aluminum. But of course also these close air support planes will require aluminum, as well as all the other plane types like the naval bomber, as well as this one here. And this one here is suffering from substantial shortage of aluminum in this instance. So we see that the production of that is reduced. So we need an extra 15 units to get to full throttle production there. And I can actually shift that around. So as you can see that this one here will continue at reduced speed. That one actually is going into upgrades. That's good. basically put a few more factories into there if they become available. And this one looks to require tungsten as well. Looks like this one doesn't need any rubber as far as I can see. Jet fighters. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Chromium is needed here. So this is going into stockpile at the moment, so that's going into stockpile as well. So theoretically, have I got any production ongoing? Yes, I do. I can actually maybe set an extra unit here to be added. Maybe even 2 if I wanted to. And then yeah, just keep those numbers rolling on and rolling on. Good. Look at these trade lanes here. Supply support or supply transfer from Eritrea to Bombay, West Bengal. So there's lots of places where we're actually seeing movement of resources happening at the moment, which is interesting. It makes some sense, of course, as well, because we're getting resources from the various different locations here. And we're actually utilizing those ports that are lying at our extremes in terms of the eastern location and western location to get all of those supplies in and out of the country. So even we're trading here with Chile and Peru. This here is Peru and Chile down here as well. We got another route into here. We're getting steel from there. Really, am I getting steel from there? Does that make sense for me to do that? Getting 4. Wow. So let's set that to 0. I'm setting that to 0 as well. I'm sure I set that to 0, didn't I? Oh, I didn't. Right, we're still getting deliveries in, and the numbers can actually be reduced further if we wanted to. For example, Argentina, I don't need that small amount to be coming in or going out. So I can change those numbers quite easily. As long as those parties are willing to, of course, provide me with what I need, then that should be fine. Finland has got some supplies, it seems to me, which is good. I'm going to keep that relationship open. As you can see, Chile potentially could be exporting more to me if they wanted to, but they're basically focusing more on their local neighbors to get the resources to those parties. Okay. More American. Wow, look, 80 convoys were destroyed. 80. Wow. I like the numbers that we're basically seeing here, but wow. Alright, let's change those numbers around slightly. Reducing our shortage there substantially. By leveraging, of course, the extras that become available here. Okay, setting it to 14 is what we basically want to get from them. And we're actually getting that by using 10 convoys. So the number of convoys we're using is quite useful. Quite useful at the moment. We still got insufficient aluminum, but the number of insufficient aluminum is dropping quite nicely. Only 7 at the moment, which helps us quite nicely as well. In terms of positioning of our fighters, I'm going to keep that one there, I think. Same with this one here. This one here. I'm quite inclined to move that one here to India there. Now the intercept missions is really, really low. Naval battle, Interesting. The British are trying to attack me here. Lovely. At least we get some insight into the fact that there's... is that Australian units? I'm not sure. Right, let's have a look at this fleet, or this army group here. I'm going to use this one to move it up here. So what is present-day Lebanon. I'll basically invade that land there. So maybe it's better if I do that from there. Because yeah, it's closer to where we need to go. Let's have a look at our stockpiles. Have I got large stockpiles of fighters? Yes, I do have substantial stockpiles of fighters, as you can see. If I look at my airfields in this region here, I think that's the closest to where we want to be. I can of course take the various different close air support planes here. But what I want to actually do, I want to basically go for these numbers here. Let's take 30 of these, plant them there, and let's not only take 30 of those, but also take some of these here and plant them there as well. Yes, I'm really basically trying to get more aerial superiority as being one of my major support components here. Now this one here, I want to basically send out over here to do its standard mission. Ooh, they try to take out my units, but they're not succeeding, I think. No, perfect. Yeah, so as you can see, they're basically all making landfall here now. Organization at the moment is really, really low. Now look at that. Interesting. Look at the number of ships we're sinking here again. All these transports here, it's just, yeah, wow. Let's have a quick look at some of the islands that we own now. So if I look at actually the island here, I'm not able to unlock any of this, unfortunately. As far as I can see, there's no way of actually unlocking this here anyway, so that's an absolute pity. I wish I could do more in terms of my naval production here, but yeah, it just doesn't work like that. I can't. Right, 56 transports destroyed. Here. I'm looking for an invasion here, of course. Oh, here. Let's invade that location there. Now, at the moment, that of course would be 63 days, but let's cut that down by saying, well, I don't necessarily need all these units here, all these armor units here, to be part of that invasion. So if we look at that timeline now, it's 45 days, which is about a month and a half, which yeah, is realistic, I think. And here we have sunk more, which is good. Efficiency of this is pretty decent. And I've got unassigned divisions here, which will basically be assigned to this new, relatively new group here. Wow. Still nice amounts of units I'm able to take down. This all Japanese territory. That's the Singapore territory there. How many of these blocks have been unlocked? 3. That's good, I think. Wow, look at that, 80. So for some reason there's lots of the actual units coming through here. So if we go to that airfield, and maybe I create a new unit here. So let's say I'm going to take some of these close air support units. I know it's not the latest generation, but still. Let's actually set them up to basically operate from there. Here, this one I'm going to set to this territory here. Intercept as well as area of superiority, and this one here. I'm going to set it with exactly the same mission here. So both of them focusing on the Eastern Mediterranean. 64% yeah, success, which is good. Our unit here is just being completed again. We again got issues here with the aluminum. I'm not able to get all the numbers that we actually ordered them. So the Siamese are not delivering what I ordered with them, amongst others. And look at these, Japan. The question then is, am I actually giving them what they're asking for? Japan's got the same issue with steel here. We're dropping them as being a trade partner there for the moment. On Chuku, we're basically increasing the numbers there. And as you can see, we now got a positive number there, which is good. We're not importing anything from anyone here for chromium. Aluminum there is a bit of an issue there. Alright, let's have a look at our signal company here. Let's go for the last one here in the line. So they're basically willing to export us a number of Botond, which is, if I'm not mistaken, they're basically trucks. That's always welcome. The unit here has been completed. I'm going to move it up here using our network in Africa here. And moving units through here is not always the quickest, but it still gets me there, which is good. Of course, if I look at the units here, it looks like there's a truck icon there, but if I look at the composition of this one here, yeah. It's got some Valentine tanks, but if I look at this one here, this one should actually have the modern tanks as well in there, 50, and light tanks of course, 60. So it's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of composition here. And the Botund, as you can see, that's the trucks. So we are getting trucks from Hungary here to help us in basically upgrading our, really building brand new unit types here. Alright, clock is running again. Have our units arrived here already? Not sure, no, I don't think so. Ooh, Libreville. Cool. This one I'm going to move into here. Shortest route is through, as you can see, that channel there. I'm going to set this to be doing the convoy raiding in this region here. In reality, of course, there shouldn't be any convoys there, but yeah, we still got a bit of Greece here as well. Potentially I could take ownership of that, because no one else has got a claim on it. And are we not at war with them? Yes, we indeed are at war with them. So I'm just wondering, why have the other parties not gone into acquisition mode there? More motorized units, yeah, perfect. I can always use those. More units. Motorized, yeah, okay. If I look at my actual relationship with those other parties, so it says motorized here only. Our production has fallen, as you can see. Is it into the negative numbers now? Ah, my stockpile, yes, it's dropping substantially. Ah, and I've got a shortage now because, of course, I'm basically putting them into the production of new units, which is these here. And if I'm now going to basically remove, for example, one of those, it should now have improved my stockpile position to an absolute 0 point. Perfect. Now I'm quite happy with that. But for the moment, this looks like yeah, my allies are really taking into account my levels with my stockpile to determine is it worthwhile to actually help you out. Is it needed to help you out? And I've got enough inside here in terms of preparation. There's an inferior enemy, it is what it says here. Which, I'll take their word for it. And that motorized division, I could potentially already move into a position from where I can actually go for an invasion of that territory. So if I'm actually moving into, where's the best position here to do that? There's a port there is a port here, but I think that is a port on that island there. So maybe I should move it to there, I think. Let's pick all of these up. And move them to Ismail. There's a naval base level 5 there, yeah, perfect. Alright guys, so I think for the moment we're just going to basically go through these naval messages here. We've destroyed a couple of convoys again. Have we done more than that? No, that's about it. So looking at the clock, it's about time for us to call it a day. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to save away the game. And of course we're going to basically carry on in the next episode. In the meantime, thanks again for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed it and take care folks. Bye bye.